Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to represent the views of a number of African leaders with regard to a peace mission that those African leaders have been talking about for quite a number of months and consulting amongst themselves with regard to how Africa can make a contribution to bringing about a solution to the conflict in Ukraine and Russia. And this we have been talking about as African leaders because we concluded that that conflict in that part of the world, much as it does not affect Africa directly in the form of deaths and destruction to infrastructure, it does have an impact on the lives of many Africans. With regard to food security, the prices of fertilizers have gone up, prices of cereals have gone up, and the prices of fuel. Group of African heads of state took the view that Africa does need to put forward an initiative, a peace initiative that could help to contribute to the solution of that conflict. And facilitated by the Brazzaville Foundation, we've been able to have these discussions. Principal to our discussions are efforts to a peaceful resolution to the devastating conflict in Ukraine, its cost on human lives, and the impact on the African continent. And in this regard, representing various heads of government, I presented the initiative on behalf of these countries: Zambia, Senegal, Congo-Brazzaville, Uganda, Egypt, and South Africa as well. The two leaders that I had occasion to speak to, that is President Putin and President Zelenskyy, agreed that they would be willing to receive the mission of the African heads of states in both Moscow and Kyiv. I agreed with both of them that we would commence with the preparations for the engagements with these African heads of state. The Secretary General of the United Nations was also briefed, and so is the African Union office also briefed. So we're aiming that with the preparations that will get underway, this peace mission will contribute to the various other missions that are underway to bring a solution to that conflict. My discussions with the two leaders demonstrated that they are both ready to receive the African leaders and to have a discussion on how this conflict can be brought to an end. Whether that will succeed or not is going to depend on the discussions that will be held. This process has been underway for quite a number of months with the facilitators who have really been the Brazzaville Foundation and people from a number of other countries visiting a number of capitals. They've been to Washington to discuss the initiative, to London, and to a number of capitals in Europe to discuss the initiative. And there's been cautious support to this type of initiative. As the group of African leaders, we felt that it is important for Africa, as it is also suffering a great deal on a continental basis, to come forward with an initiative. And I speak on behalf of those countries that I have mentioned. So in the end, it is the African heads of states that I mentioned who will really be leading this process. It's not really South Africa, it's collectively the various President Sassou Nguesso, President Museveni, President Hichilema, President Sisi, myself, and Macky Sall of Senegal. So the 6 named heads of state are the ones who are sponsoring this whole initiative. So we're hoping that we will have intensive discussions with the 2 leaders, the 2 heads of state, and they have said that yes, they are open to having these discussions with us. As to what these discussions will lead to, we will see as the discussions get underway. So it's very difficult to predict in the end what the real outcome will be and how the full ramifications will be about BRICS and all that. So I would like to say let's allow this process to get underway. It's been discussed quite broadly, and now that it's reached a stage where the 2 leaders, President Putin and Zelenskyy, have agreed that this mission should be received, we felt that we should now proceed. What is the time frame? As soon as possible. The preparations are underway, and people are going to be paving the way and making the full preparations both in Moscow and Kyiv so that these discussions can get underway.
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king, I think I'm a king,